Hey guys, Leash here. I wanted to continue on the Facebook Live journey that we've been. So we started on Friday, was traveling too much yesterday, so I'm just going to 80-20 it and start day 2 today. What I wanted to share with you is the power of your story. Because sometimes people will, or one of the things that people always talk about is, I'm just too scared to do lives. I don't know what to talk about. Obviously, we've got 50 topics that you can look at the link. You're welcome to download, and we're going to help you with that. And obviously, we talked about why yesterday, or why on Friday when I did my live, why lives are so incredibly important. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about is the importance and the power of your story. Stories have been around literally for thousands of years. One of the ways that people used to transfer information wasn't through the written word, but it was actually through our verbal stories. And it was different stories. And I know, I bet a bunch of you guys that are watching, welcome, would have stories of your family. You know, like my grandpa was he still is a great storyteller. He would talk about his days at work. He would talk about the things that happened, the people that he engaged with, and it became part of the narrative of our family culture. We would sit around the table, and he was a shift worker, so we'd sit around the table at lunchtime. He'd be having his brekkie, because he'd have his brekkie at lunch at brekkie time. He'd work 2 in the morning till 10 in the morning. He'd be home by about 11:30. I was homeschooled, so we would sit around the table and we would share the stories that he would tell us around the different, around the different things that he would do at work and the people. And we kind of, you get to know people through the stories that someone shares. Stories are an incredible way of being able to communicate lots of information. They tap into lots of different parts of our brain. And when you're running a business, you have stories. You have stories that you have as part of your narrative, part of why you got into doing massage or myotherapy or Ayurvedic or whatever it is that you practice. There's a reason that you did this. Now, usually, in my own experience, it's either you are working, you're not loving it, you have the epiphany, I want to help more people, and so therefore it's like, I'm going to study massage and then I'm going to leave my career and I'm going to go and work, which is awesome. The other reason that people do it is because massage helped them so much. Now, a lot of you guys would know my backstory, literally my backstory. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Sarah, and all the other people on here. My backstory is that I had scoliosis as a teenager. So I had metal rods inserted either side of my spine and ribs and discs removed, and that's why I got into massage. Now, as part of my story, that was what I shared with a bunch of my clients. Not because I needed them to say anything or to do anything, because I'm totally okay with all of that. The reason that I used that story is because it helped me to build rapport with the clients that I worked with. I often worked with chronic cases, and when somebody is in chronic pain, they kind of have a few beliefs. The beliefs can be, I'm the only person that's ever experienced this, no one else understands, because you can't see it, because there's not a broken wrist and a plaster cast that no one sees, no one understands it. But, I remember a beautiful man coming in, he would have been in his late 70s, going, I've had a disc removed in my back. And he was really scared. It was like, and I said, I appreciate what that's like, because I don't understand. I haven't walked in his shoes, but I appreciate what that's like. The reason I got into massage is because when I was 15, I had, scoliosis, and part of the correction of that was to have 5 discs removed through my thoracic area. And just the shock, the mind blow for him of going, oh my goodness, this young person, because, anyone under the age of 40 for a 70-year-old is young, has experienced so much more than me. And it was almost like, well, if she's doing all right, then maybe I could be doing okay too. And so my story, literally my backstory, became part of the narrative of what I shared. When I wrote blogs, when I was running, I ran the Great Ocean Road half marathon 3 times, and I would talk through how I was doing that, because I'm super slow. Like, I don't run fast, but I love to run. And so I just listen to my body, and I work with what I'm given, and respect my body as much as I can. And I work with therapists who get it as well. And so again, that formed part of the narrative of the business. What I'd love you guys to think about is, why did you get into massage? Why is it that you do what you do? Or, hey Jeffrey, osteopathy. Why is it that you do what you do? Now, it doesn't have to be we do talk a lot in business around finding your why, which is amazing. Hey Francis, congratulations on finishing. Woohoo! Big shout out there. But I want you to think about, why is it? What is it that you actually do for your clients? Because yes, we know that we help them out of pain, but But there's so much more than that. You know, when a mum can actually pick up her child without it hurting her back, that's bigger than just she's not in pain anymore. When somebody can improve their golf swing because they can actually rotate their spine, that's bigger than just, I do trigger point work. When somebody stops having the regular normal headaches that they've always had, that's more than just, I treat headaches. If you think about what it actually does for these people, what the profound impact you're actually making on their lives, it's phenomenal. It's totally, totally different to just, I do massage. So I want you to think about, what's your story? What is it that you actually have done, overcome? What is the narrative, the stories that you share with your clients? And use that to start to talk in your life. You know, one of the reasons I got into coaching is because I spent 16 years, 11 of that struggling as a therapist, not knowing what to do, and doing a bunch of stuff, not knowing what was working and what wasn't. And all of a sudden one day I had this business that I'm like, actually, I think people want to know how I've done this. I know other people need the recipe for what I'm doing here. Because there was some stuff that we did, we just took a bunch of action, we didn't analyze any of it until I was like, well, actually, if I want to teach this, I've got to be able to analyze it and figure this out. And so we started to look for, well, what were the patterns, what were the things? And that's where a lot of our marketing material comes from. That's where a lot of our content comes from, because that's what we're here to do. Our mission at Massage Champions is to empower therapists and give them clarity. And that is the feedback that we get from this group. It's the feedback we get from the lives that we do. A lot of people will meet me and go, oh my gosh, you're just like you are in your videos. It's like, this is not video leash. I am about to present today at our, awesome Monday Business Accelerator. We've got a couple of people here already, which is great. And you can see the beautiful park behind me. We're at Narain Community Centre. But honestly, this is not kind of the live Leisha. This is me. This is who I am. I talk this fast. I get this excited. I am this passionate, probably 80%. And when I'm not this passionate, I'm usually asleep or having a treatment. That's basically how I roll. I've only got 2 speeds, on or off. But you guys are learning who I am and understanding who we are as a business through the power of Facebook Live. And that's exactly what you guys have the opportunity to do. Just literally by grabbing what is usually in your hand all the time, just your phone, and being able to rock out and have a conversation with people on a Sunday morning. So I'd love to hear, what's your story? Why did you get into massage? Share that below, because I'd love to be able to open a discussion in here of, really tapping into why is it that you do what you do, and what is it that you actually think that you do for people, because I'd love to hear that too. Have an absolutely sensational Sunday, guys. Really look forward to being able to catch a bunch of you guys in the room today. It's one of our biggest events. It is our biggest event that we've ever run. Super excited. We've got nearly 30 people coming today. It's going to be awesome. And we can't wait to rock it out. Have an absolutely epic day, legend. I look forward to seeing you in the next live tomorrow.